Now you're very welcome back to What Matters programme, and I'm in the company of my very good friend and colleague Billy Maguire. And Billy has asked me to read out the Provisional Government of the Irish Republic.
The 1916 Proclamation.
The 1916
and that's what's crucial.
Proclamation.
Those two documents are
Yes.
crucial because the whole thing was around those two, or sovereignty.
So I'll just read this for you, for the people of Ireland at home and abroad. This is for you. Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment, and supported by her exiled children in America and by her gallant allies in Europe, but relying in the first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms, standing on that fundamental right and again asserting it in the arms of the face of the world. We hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its exaltation among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to and hereby claims the allegiance of every Irish man and Irish woman. The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally, and oblivious of the differences carefully festered by an alien government, which have divided a minority from the majority in the past. Until our arms have brought the opportune moment for the establishment of a permanent national government, representative of the whole people of Ireland, and elected by the suffrages of all her men and women, the provisional government hereby constituted will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust for its people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessing we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves that cause will dishonour it by cowardice or inhumanity. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the destiny to which it is called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clarke, Sean McDermott, P.H. Pearce, James Connolly, Tomas MacDonagh, Eamon Kent, Joseph Plunkett. We honour them, we respect them, and may they indeed rest in peace. Amen.
Well done, John. You read that beautifully. You know, everybody says.
No, I just feel it emotionally
But John,
within me.
if you were presenting, which you are now, if you were presenting RTE, wouldn't you read out that document? How can you understand?
It's essential. It's perfectly put together for what the cause was.
In 1916.
Yes.
And then you would read out the sovereign constitution, that you can't vote against that.
No.
The sovereignty, you either have sovereignty or you don't have it.
Yes.
We have it. If you haven't sovereignty, you're a slave and can be made a slave. And this is what these corporations are all doing. And this is what this corporate government is doing to the people. You cannot trust them. I hate to say it, but that's fact. I want you to two other things to do while you're in that great voice of yours. One is Michael Collins, and look, where's your...
Yes.
Is that...
No, that's fine. No.
Is that to me?
Yep. Just show it there.
Just show. Look, the buttons, 8 strings, IV, Irish. We did all that the other day.
Correct.
Now, this is the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is Michael Collins' own story told to Hayden Talbot. He was an American journalist that came over to interview him in Vaughan's Hotel and in the Gresham Hotel. And this is very important, just that piece from there.
I will, of course.
To there.
And you want me to read that? Of course I will.
Yeah.
Right, Billy, you take a seat there now, and
I'll start with this. And again, this is from the book here, just to make sure that people know it. It's from the picture of Michael Collins.
Yeah. His
own story.
It's his own story.
Told to Hayden
Collins doing it about
Talbot.
the treaty.
Yes. So I'll just read a couple of lines here that Billy has asked me to do here.
Yeah, but that's what happened.
Okay, I'll just read this here. World opinion, as voiced in newspaper editorials and in expression of private individuals which reached me, condemned me for entering into this pact with De Valera. In the light of what has happened since, the condemnation may appear to be justified. Yet, I cannot bring myself to believe that it was not my duty to have done what I did. In my official capacity as chairman of the Provisional Government, I had no right to evade the duty I owed to the Irish people, and the paramount responsibility resting upon me was to make any sacrifice that might spare the Irish nation from civil war. As to my own personal views, whatever I may have anticipated is beside the point. Now this is
what does he say he is? As chairman?
Yes, he goes on to say, as chairman, Michael Collins, that is, of the Provisional Government.
And you have every day RT coming out and said, Dáil Éireann.
Yes.
Dáil Éireann has never sat in Leinster House. It was bought for the Provisional Government by Michael Collins, the Free State, and the Crown of England. And we said it there. And why are they always telling this? I thought of nothing but propaganda, lies and deception. And, airbrushing out the sovereign government.
Yes.
You're going to get thrown out of Europe because you have to have sovereignty in Europe. We have it and you don't recognise it. You won't recognise it on the 21st of January. And that's crucial for us to keep going. And whatever, you have to fight your own case in Europe as well.
Of course.
And be there. But if you're not sovereign, well, you can't keep telling lies to Europe.
A very important point before we finish, and it's very important because you raised it on the last interview, and a lot of people came back asking the same question. Why, on the 21st of this month, the 21st of January, 2022, is the IRB per se refused entry to the Mansion House, which is their right to go. Why is that being refused, do you think, Billy?
I do think it's that, what we went back to again about the Free State.
Yes.
And you have two governments. You have the Free State government and you have the sovereign Ireland government.
Yes.
And England, it's all to do with England controlling this country. And that is what they don't because they don't have sovereignty. It's royalty, the Crown of England has.
Yes.
And that's Henry VIII.
Yeah.
You know, he turned it into a corporation. And that's what we're left with today. We're left with all those. And that's why I say you have to go back to 1155 and the Pope. Ooh,
Yes. Yes.
nearly failed. But 1155, and look, that's the letter to the Pope. You can read it, maybe.
No,
It's only 2 pages. Will I read it?
Yes, yeah, please.
His Holiness Pope Francis, the Apostolic Palace. Where did I do that? 00120 Vatican City, Lehouse Capital. Your Holiness, the Irish and Fenian Republican Brotherhood would like to welcome you to the state, the Sovereign Republic of Eire, on your